Hello, thank you for joining me today. I'm Amanda Fowler of Inspiring Inkin. Welcome to my craft room. In today's video we're going to be making this little gift box. It's a gift box, it's a display box, it can even be a desk tidy. So it's designed to fit lovely 3x3 cards and their envelopes, but there are so many other uses I'm sure you'll find for it. So let's turn the camera around and get crafting. This is the box that we're going to be making. I'm going to show you what's inside in a second, but first up I just want to share these papers with you. These papers are they're called Best Dressed, and they're from the current Stamping Up mini catalogue. They're double-sided, 6x6, and they have a lot of sort of fashion elements, lipsticks and handbags, different sorts of makeup, shoes, but also they've got more muted patterns, so like this one, but also you've got beautiful flower images as well. So there's a huge array of different images basically for you to get your hands on. They come in a pack of 48, so you actually get 4 of each of these sheets. So they are awesome. I'm going to be using those to decorate the box in a minute. And then this box is designed for 3-inch cards. Now there are a lot of other things that you can put in there. For instance, Tombow will fit in, and your snail and your scissors. So it would work great as a little table storage for when you're crafting, but I actually designed it the size for these 3-inch cards. Now these cards, let me find a blank one for you. These are also part of the Best Dressed suite, and they're 3-inch cards and they come with a matching envelope which is really beautifully decorated on the front and on the back and on the inside. So it's really special. And there's 3 different colours which you'll see as I get these out. So you've got the yellow base with the spotty yellow. You have got the Grapefruit Grove base there, and also the purple base, which is this one. So these cards, I have basically cut out images from the papers. So let me just grab one of the papers. It's always trying to find the right one. There we go. So there's the handbag paper. So that's, I've cut out the handbag and the purse there, and just done a little bit of stamping. So these papers are brilliant if you want to fussy cut, but also if you just want to use big images. So I'm not actually going to show you how to make these cards. They are, like I say, they're just fussy cut. And I will put a link to the stamp set as well that I've used on those cards. So I'm going to pop those back into my box. And you can get a lot in there. There's about 8 cards and envelopes in here now. And there's still plenty of room. So we're going to make the box. I'm going to make it in different colours, but we'll start out with the template. If you've seen any of my videos before, you'll know I always have a template. Makes life so much easier to make sure that you know where all your score lines and cut lines are. And as you can see, I've written on it the sizes of the patterned paper and so on. So I'm actually going to use some Pretty Peacock cardstock. And I'll grab my trimmer, and I need a piece that is 8 inches by 7 1/4. So we'll start there at 8 inches and then turn it around to 7 1/4. Okay, then I'm just going to grab my Simply Scored and do the scoring. Now because the sizes are very similar, make sure you double check which side you've got at the top. So we want the 8" at the top, and we're going to score at 2 inches and 4 inches. And then we're going to turn it round, so the 7 1/4 inches at the top, and you're going to score 2 inches from each edge. So I've just done one score. I'm going to flip it over and do it again. Okay, so that's all the scoring. We do need to do a little bit of cutting as well. So you can see that these flaps here are cut. So that's these flaps here, the 2 squares, and you're going to cut from the outside edge to the first score line. And the same this way, like so. Okay, but the thing that we're missing at the moment is this diagonal cut line. And the easiest way to do this is with your trimmer. So if I bring it back in again, the diagonal line wants to be 2 inches down. So 2 inches from that top section. So what I do is I get my cardstock and put it in. Let me get my score blade. I line it up at 2 inches, and I bring my score blade and just make a little dint. Just go over the edge. Or try. Let's try that again. And it's made a tiny dint there. Okay, it's a little tiny score line. And the way we cut it is we line up that score line with the track and the little dint there with the track, and then slice it. Okay, so I'm just going to repeat that again. So you want to measure 2 inches from the top. Make sure you've got the cutting blade out of the way. And you're just going to make a little mark, and then you're going to line up the score line with the track there, and that little bit there, and then slice it up. Okay, so if I show you really quickly how quick this box is going to go together, these 2 pieces fold in, and then that whole thing folds in like that, and that just sits together. So it's going to go together really quickly. The only tricky thing is this piece here, and getting the paper to be the right size. So I'm going to cut the paper and show you how I get that to be the right size. But also, it's always easiest to put the patterned paper on the project whilst it's flat before you make it into a 3D. It's just easier to get it together. So let's decide which patterns we're going to have. So I am going to use the handbags. So I'm going to use that for the back, and I need a piece that is 3 inches by 3 3/4 inches. And I want to be able to see, actually, oh no, that'll work. I want to be able to see this pretty peacock handbag. So I'm just going to trim off a little bit of paper there. So it wants to be 3 inches wide. Move that out of the way, by 3 3/4. So that piece is going to stick there. Then I need a piece for the front, and that is a 1 3/4 inches by 3 inches. So let's see which paper. I didn't pick before I started, so hang on. Have we got let's go with polka dots, and then we'll put the shoes on the front. So it's 1 3/4 by 3 inches. So I'm just going to cut it at 3 first, and then 1 3/4 inches. Just pay attention to the orientation of this because it needs to go that way round. Okay, and now we want to do the 2 side panels, and the side panels are also 1 3/4 by 3 3/4, and I'm going to use the polka dots. So let's go 3 3/4 by 1 3/4, and because it's polka dots, it actually doesn't matter which way round it goes. Okay, I'm going to move the trimmer out of the way, and now I'm going to stick these pieces down first, and then I'll do the side panels. So I'm just going to use my Tombow on there. So that is going on there with the handbags. Now, the way this is going to fold, like so, this is where the front, if you see here, this is where the front image is going to go, but it's actually underneath. So you need to make sure you know where it's going to fold. So it's going to fold up like that. So position it so it's the right way, hold on to it so that you stick it on the right way, because what can happen, particularly with a directional pattern like this, is that you'll look at it and you'll end up sticking it the wrong way. You'll end up sticking it upside down. Okay, so just show you, it's going to go like so. Okay, so now let's do the side panels, and the side panels are going on this here on the outside edge, and I've cut them so that they are 1/4 inch smaller all the way around. So it's got this little border here. And what you need to do is, hopefully I'll be able to zoom in a little bit. Let me move that out of the way, see if that helps. You've got an even size border here on 3 sides. Well, we want that on the top as well. So what you need to do is lift it up so the bottom border is twice the side borders, and then grab your scissors and trim it off. And what that will do is when you move that then down, it will give you a perfectly aligned edge. So I'm going to stick that one down so that it goes in the right place. And then we are going to do the same on this side. So that's going to go on there. I've got the even border all the way around. I'm going to move the bottom up so the bottom is twice the border. Flip it over and trim it. And then that means as well that if you are a bit wobbly here on this cut edge, you will match your wobbliness of your cutting. So that's fab, and that goes there as well. Okay, so all we've got to do now is assemble the box. What you will need to do is trim these edges a little bit. So cut a little bit of a diagonal edge off each cut piece. It just gives it, it's a tiny sliver, but it gives the cardstock a little bit more wriggle room when you are lining it all up. Ooh. A little bit here. And a little bit here. Okay. So the first thing I'm going to do is put glue on these two panels and stick them to here. And on one of my previous videos, one of my customers suggested I get pegs to hold things whilst I'm busy gluing. I think that was a genius idea, and I've actually remembered them today. So I've got a plain peg and I've got a fancy peg. This has got washi tape on it. I'm going to put washi tape on some more pegs. So we can do that, but it just means that it just holds it. It's like having an extra pair of fingers. And then we're going to put glue on these pieces here, there and there, and then that is going to fold in, and we're just going to fold those sides in. Now you do need to make sure that your edges and your score lines are all lined up. I'll just grab the pegs there just for a second. That's super cool. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is grab a punch and put a little bit of decoration on there. So let me find the shoes. I'll put a shoe or a handbag on. Let's have a look. What have we got? Ooh, I could put that pink handbag on. That would look fab. Let's go with that one. There's so many images that you can cut out here. So we'll just quickly trim this round. I'm leaving a little white edge around. The reason for that, whenever I'm fussy cutting like this, I do that so that it doesn't show if I'm a bit wobbly. It makes it look like it's cut on purpose like that. So I've just punched a hole with the end of my snips, and then I can just go around. Okay, and just cut on the inside. Now, all of the products that you are seeing today are available for purchase in my online store. You can scroll down whether you're on YouTube or on my blog, and you'll be able to see where... Oh, that was my bone folder falling on the floor. You'll be able to see images and clickable links, and you can go shopping straight away. So I'm just putting a bit of dimension on here, like so. So that's going on there, and then I'm just going to stick this down, and then I'll be able to show you the finished finished box. Now obviously you could put a greeting, if you're going to give this as a gift, you could put a greeting on there. This would actually work really nicely with some jewellery or other things. Oh, I hope that wasn't my head in the shot then. But like I said, crafting goodies will fit in there as well. So they're the cards. They fit in there beautifully. And there is the other one. So actually I'll take the cards out so you can see the two of them side by side without the cards in them. Thank you so much for joining me today. If you'd like some more creative inspiration, please pop over to my blog, www.inspiringinkin.com. I have lots of videos and tutorials and other paper crafting projects there for you. You can subscribe both here on YouTube and on my blog, and then you'll be the first to know when I've got some new projects for you to see. I hope to see you again soon. Goodbye.